that was a weird start. It's your friendly neighbourhood film reviewing guy. I need to stop trying to call it a creative introductions. Why isn't my brain working? Because you see, my brain flops. So today I'm going to be talking about Spider-Man Homecoming, if my camera doesn't keep moving, which is an amazing film. Why I am eating this chickpea and spinach curry, which looks disgusting, I know. Most vegetarian food looks disgusting, but it is actually one of the most delicious things ever. I've also got some like vegetable fried rice, which is like rice fried in mushrooms and other vegetables, which is one of the nicest things in the world. And I've got some spring rolls and some onion rings. This is my first attempt at like a mukbang thing, but I was like, I like doing relaxing, long, ranty, talky videos where I just talk. And they're the sort of things I like watching, you know. If I see a video of a lovely long runtime, which is like an hour, I like save myself up for that. I like get some food, I sit there, it's like my best. Holy smokes, if you could bloody not. Hey. So yeah, basically I like long videos. I'm going to attempt to make a long video if my camera doesn't fall over again, that is. So, you know, get some food, have a little relax and get ready to talk about Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man, I've got some notes on my phone, gonna get them up. This is gonna be spoilers, absolutely everywhere. All of the spoilers that you can ever think of, and mouth noises, because I'm eating. So if you don't like Spider-Man Homecoming spoilers or E.T. mouth noises, this video isn't for you. But assuming that everyone who doesn't like them things are gone, let's start. Right, so at the beginning, Peter filming, like, he's like vlogging everything, and just, you know, you've seen it, haven't you? Because everyone watching this isn't avoiding spoilers, therefore you almost have seen it. But at the beginning, Peter is like filming, who is the main character, who is Spider-Man. Y'all know. He's like doing all of like the cool stuff with Captain America and stuff, which is like a flashback to the Avengers film. Or was it Captain America Civil War? The last time we saw the Avengers together. And you know, Spider-Man was there, and it's like a big flashback to that, and Peter is just like got his camera out and he's vlogging everything, and that is so cute and so wholesome, and it just really shows off like the light comedy mood of the film right at the start, at the beginning, and it's perfect and I love it. And one of the best things about it is that Tony doesn't complain about him filming everything, or like being like, oh, kids. Oh my god! I'm gonna have to move this, I'm sorry. A bit of like adjustment here. But this is just gonna annoy me. Right. Okay, is that better? It's gonna have to be here, I'm sorry. Tony isn't like, oh my god, kids these days, they're horrible and I hate them because they're just not living in the moment they're filming everything, that's so stupid, which is, in a lot of films, is what would happen, because that is a lot of adults' opinions on teenagers or young people who film everything or do like documenting things, you know, but Tony doesn't do that. He's like, yeah, cool, that's cute. And I like that a lot because it shows how technology is really cool, and you know, teens who film things are just a part of the new technological world, which is different to how, you know, most adults remember their teen years, but it's still totally valid and important, and really neat and chill like that. I'll move you around because it's annoying me. I'm sorry if I was making you travel sick and you hate it, but I've just gotta, because hey, is this better? Right, we're going here now, we're cool. So yeah, my next point, Tony Stark in a parental role is perfect. I literally have it. Oh, I just had a big bit of mushroom and it was amazing. Tony Stark in a parental role is like so good, because if you remember, like in the first Iron Man film, Tony was presented as being a bit like irresponsible and a bit like of a playboy, and like, you know, this billionaire who like has all this money and he just kind of messes around and is a bit childish himself, and you know, isn't too responsible, like with his high position of power and money, and like with his celebrity status, he's not really responsible with that. But you know, over the films, you know, all the Iron Man films and the Avengers films, he's learned how to be more responsible, and it really shows in Spider-Man Homecoming, where he is looking after this teenager and he's doing a really good job at it. And it's just, I love Tony Stark, like a lot. I love him with like all of my heart. So seeing him doing well and being presented like this in this positive way is very good. Okay, next point. Right off at the beginning, when they first introduce the main bad guy, we see him being portrayed as like racist, problematic, like only a little bit, only like it's like a tiny little comment. But I love this. I love in films, which is a thing that's only started happening quite recently, I think. I've only noticed this happen in a few different films quite recently, but in films where the main villain is like offhandedly represented as being racist or homophobic or discriminative against disabled people, or you know, whatever, it's like there's a term in like film and writing called like kicking the puppy or something, is that right? Well, like basically there's a villain and they're shown doing something small which will make people hate them, so that you know that they're the villain and it makes the audience hate them. And I love problematic behaviour, such as racism in this instance, being a sort of like kicking the puppy sort of thing, because it's showing the audience that, you know, racism, any problematic behaviour, is associated with, you know, evil people, bad people, and it's a very good way for a film to like be political but not like throw it in your face, also have like a good plot line with villains and everything, but just also associate, you know, a bad problematic behaviour with a bad villainous person. And that is pretty neat. Okay, next thing. Small crimes in small communities is very refreshing to see. At the beginning, Peter's going around solving all of like these really small little crimes in like his little area where he lives, and that's so good to see, because like usually in like big superhero films now you don't really see that. It's either like this villain wants to like end the world, or like we don't really get what he's up to. So like when Peter genuinely cares about like little things like bikes being stolen, cars being stolen, banks being robbed, you know, little crimes that actually happen, I think that's so cool. Because, you know, I've had a bike stolen. I haven't had a bike stolen, but I've had just a bike seat stolen. I don't know why. I was parked my bike up and somebody just stole my bike seat, and I was like, what's this? But anyway, like, the thought of Spider-Man just showing up and like these little petty crimes, it's like, that's really cool and really refreshing for, you know, superhero films these days, which are usually on such a big scale. I like seeing it being scaled down. It's so cute that Peter specifically goes and saves his local shop owner, who we see he has like a friendly relationship with, which is so wholesome and so pure. And the way he saves the cat as well, like there's this little cat, it's gonna get blown up, but then Peter saves it, and I'm like, Spidey, that's so soft and cute. I love seeing Spider-Man being presented as like just a little soft boy, because I can identify with that and I love it. Okay, so right. The school environment, let's talk about this. Because like in films, something that really annoys me is schools are never shown to look like what schools actually look like. Like you see a street in a film, like that could actually look like a street. But then you see like a school in a film and you're like, that doesn't look like an actual school, it looks like a movie set of a school. And I'm like, I don't know if it's because I'm British and most of the films I watch are American, but even in British films, well, it doesn't look like a British school. It looks like a film set of like generic school, which annoys me. Like how much research does it take to go look around a school? Like literally, you can just wander into them. The gates are always open. You can wander out of them. I've wandered out of them plenty of times. I was going to show that because that's illegal. Like, yeah. Just, you know, filmmakers, go look around schools. If you're going to be filming a school setting, you know. And also, actual teen actors to play teenagers. You know, get a teen actor. The actors in this were quite young, it was quite good. But they don't really look like what actual 14, 15-year-olds look like, because you know, and it's kind of bad because it's set in unrealistic beauty standards, because there'll be like this 14-year-old boy who's like still got like puppy fat and stuff and hasn't really hit puberty, and he'll be looking at Spider-Man and being like, he's my age or like a year older than me, whatever. Why don't I look like that? He has abs, but you know, that's not what an everyday teenage boy looks like, so that's a bit unhealthy. Why don't you just get like actual, I thought it made a really weird noise. Holy smokes. Maybe this is why I don't do mukbangs, because I'm disgusting. Why don't you just get actual teenagers to play? You know, teenagers. But it was really well like represented and diverse within the school, and there are lots of characters of colour, which was like, hell yeah. I love some good quality representation of characters of colour, because there were multiple who like had lines, interesting lines, very important roles. The romantic interest, being a woman of colour, is very lovely to see. I love seeing this stuff. That was hella. Right. Now I'm gonna mention one of my favourite scenes ever. Well, not ever, but one of the best scenes which I can remember. A good example of the sort of comedy that was in Spider-Man Homecoming. The scene where Spider-Man is interrogating some criminal, but he's like really bad at it. You know the one. You've seen it. And he like web shoots him, and like his hand is stuck to the car, and it's like, that'll dissolve in like 2 hours, and he's like, but I have ice cream in here. It's so funny. It's such like pure innocent humour, which is like what I live for. To be fair, it's like, that is a good quality example of just how funny superhero films can be, and like how superhero films, especially ones aimed at a younger audience, should be done. Right, next thing. The fight scene on the ferry. Again, one of my favourite scenes in this film. It's an amazing fight scene. One of the best like shots in it is when Spider-Man's trying to like hold together the two sides of the ship, and he's going like that. It's kind of like, in my head I was like, oh look, Jesus imagery. It might be Jesus imagery, like intentionally done, or it might just be like he had to do that to hold together the two sides of ships. But like it zooms out and he's looking like he's on a crucifix, and I love doing that in regards to superheroes, because I think it sums up how people idolise superheroes. Am I just reading way too deep into this? But I like Jesus imagery in relation to superheroes. I think that's why I love Daredevil so much. But I like the way sometimes in films and shows that superheroes are compared to Jesus or to God, because they're like this almighty character who sacrifices themselves in order to save people, and people look up to them, whatever. I really like that comparison, because it makes me feel like it's okay to worship superheroes, because I do worship superheroes, to be fair. And like, yeah, some deep Jesus imagery, if that is what they were going for with that one shot. They did that amazing. What else? Yeah, it's a beautiful shot. It's got like the Statue of Liberty in the back, and maybe they were trying to represent something with that. They'd be like liberty, justice, all the things that Lady Liberty stands for, being in the background of that shot. Again, very beautiful, very well done. I love that a lot. But Spider-Man did kind of mess up with this bit of the film. Like, really, it's kind of Peter's fault. If he hadn't have just like gone onto that ferry, the like weapons would have been like sold, passed over, whatever they were doing on the ferry, and nobody would have really got hurt. All of them like innocent passerbys wouldn't really have like got involved or anything. It was kind of Peter's fault for interfering. The ferry like got cut in half and whatever. It was a bit like, why are you doing this, Peter? That wasn't a very good life choice, was it, Manine? Really there. But you know, I suppose that was done to show that he's just a good whatever. But I think that was a bit stupid. Like, he could have just waited for the ferry to dock and then he could have looked at it. But I don't know. Okay. My next note is totally unrelated and going off topic totally, to be fair. But I'm just gonna say it because I think it's... I just got lice everywhere, oh my god. I think it's important. Right, I can't pronounce this dude's last name and I'm very sorry. It's because I'm stupid. But Hannibal Buress that's not how you say it, but his first name's Hannibal, which is Nito, so I should be able to say his last name. But I'm stupid and I learned it from reading, because I never heard, I don't think I've ever heard, I've been saying that, but I learned it from reading anyway, because I read news articles a lot. Anyway, he does an amazing job on this film. 10 out of 10, quality, amazing humour, and very talented. But I'm here to talk about his stunt on the red carpet, where he just got someone who didn't really look anything like him to just show up to the red carpet instead of him and just answer questions in his face, and that is absolutely iconic. And like, I wish I could do that. Just send someone who doesn't really look that much like you to go do stuff for you. Actually, an actual icon. It just makes me laugh so much. It's one of the best news stories ever. Okay. Right. I'm done with that. What else am I? right, I like the fact that Peter gets detention after like leaving from like his like quiz club thing that he was supposed to be doing. I like the fact that it's showing that his actions actually have consequences, because I think that's something that like isn't done enough. Like, he was a bit rude to his friends by just ditching them that night, so he deserved the detention. So that's very good. He was punished. Good for him. Yeah. What else? Yeah, I would be a little bit annoyed at the random love interest. You know, what's her name? So I can't even remember her name. That's how just like randomly thrown in she is. Is it Liz? I think so. The girl he's interested in. I would have been, you know how I feel about love interests. I feel like they should play more important role than just like, and then just being there for the main character's date, but whatever. Sorry. Some people are into that, some people are into watching like a little bit of side love story or whatever. There's voice in my lungs. But personally, I'm not down for that. So, you know, normally I'll be a bit, what's the point? Why are you just throwing a love story at me? I'm not here to watch a love film. I'm here to watch superheroes. I just want to see superheroes. But so I would have been a bit annoyed if it wasn't for the big spoiler. If it wasn't for that her dad is the main villain plot twist. That was an amazing plot twist that had me so shook. Like, I was dying. I was like, that is worth sitting through this pretty much unnecessary love story here. Just to see this amazing plot twist happen, which was perfect, and then led on to the finale of the film, which like they couldn't have got to any other way. That was a good one, that plot twist that really got me. Just, yeah, also Peter, such an ass when he left her at Homecoming. I do love Spider-Man, I love Peter Parker, he's a precious little cinnamon roll, but he was acting a bit of an ass when he left his date at Homecoming, just saying. End fight scene, right? At the end, when the plane had crashed, and like Peter was there like looking all done with life and everything, and there was fire everywhere, that the sort of mood and tone and lighting of that really reminded me of the end of the first Harry Potter film. You know, where it's like Harry's like, there's like fire everywhere and he wants to get the stone and stuff, and he's looking in the mirror and it falls in the pocket. Y'all have seen that. And if something reminds me of Harry Potter, it means that thing is good. It's beautiful. It shows the desperation of like a young teenager trying to resolve a situation which like they're way out of their depth in. And there's just rice on my desk. Why am I such a messy eater? Jesus Christ. You would have thought I would have learned how to eat. Yes, it reminded me of Harry Potter. Something reminds me of Harry Potter. I'm all into that. Yeah. After this, another rubbish choice that Peter makes is not joining the Avengers at the end. Like, why? I hate it in films when they do that, where like right at the very end they're given the thing that they've wanted all the way throughout the film and they're actually like, nah, I'm good because I've learned this life lesson. Like, even if you have become a better person in yourself or whatever, or like learned some sort of life lesson, you still would take the opportunity, wouldn't you? Because you really want it. Like, that's a bit stupid. To be fair, like, why would you why would he turn that down and just like turn his face at the end there when he gets turned down. Absolutely heartbreaking. Oh, how could you say no to Tony Stark? He's Robert Downey Jr. Just look in his beautiful big brown eyes and say no. You can't. It's that was a disgusting human being. But I can't say no to Robert Downey Jr. So I'm also a disgusting little queer. Okay, I'm gonna keep on going. Right, so MJ or Michelle, let's talk about her because one of the best characters ever. Apparently Mary Jane, I kind of like got that when she was like, actually call me MJ, and I was like, Mary Jane, she's the new Mary Jane, she's gonna be Spider's love interest next film, right? Where is this where we're going? Well, all on the same page here. That's who she is. Oh my god, that's really cool. She's such a cool character. She is so funny. She is so cute. Damn, she is cute. You know, she is funny. She's amazing. She has like all of the best lines in the film, in my opinion. Like literally all of the best lines are hers. Right. So this is my personal headcanon. I always come up with weird headcanons, but I headcanoned her to be queer in some way. I always do this. I see a character I like and I'm like, I'm gonna read into them until I find some reasoning behind me thinking that they're LGBT+, because I just want to be able to associate with all my favourite characters, okay? That's perfectly normal. So I thought that she was possibly non-binary, gender non-conforming, or something like this, because of her line mentioning she wanted to go to a protest, and the fact that she's like an outsider, that usually means that somebody is queer-coded. And at the end she requests a more gender-neutral name when a teacher calls her by like her girl name, and like I'm like, yeah, this means that she could possibly, there is reason behind me believing that maybe she could be non-binary or genderqueer or something like this. So if she is actually like the new Mary Jane, and she's gonna be Peter's love interest next film, does this mean that Peter's gonna have a queer love interest? Because hell yeah! Even if it's not like officially canon, but like it's suggested, we can write fanfiction about it, right? Right? This is gonna be a thing. I just dropped more rice on the floor in my excitement. Because that's an amazing concept. And I'm probably just reading too much into things, but yes. Right, so kind of following on the same sort of theme, Spider-Man Homecoming is filmed in a very funny, light, kind of jokey sort of way, kind of like a more toned down version of Deadpool. This would be a perfect setup for some sort of Deadpool and Spider-Man crossover. You know how much I love Spidey-Pool, and the concept of Spider-Man and Deadpool being together is just literally my life. So if this could happen, please, okay? Just please, I just want to see Spider-Man and Deadpool in the same room together. That would be enough. I would die happy then. That crossover would be everything. Okay, last thing. This is the last thing, and then I'm going to turn the camera off and actually eat my food. Because I've been eating really slowly because I've been talking so much. Steve being in them school videos, right after the end credits, you know, like there's the mid-credit scene and then there's the end credit scene which you have to wait for. He does one about being patient, and they're like, sometimes you wait for something and it's not that good, and I was like, just the gym one and the tension one as well. Steve Rogers. What a good human being. And there is a special place in my heart for Steve Rogers. Captain America. He's beautiful, he's intelligent, he is strong, he's got the perfect body. He's basically he's an amazing role model to children. You know, if y'all got a little boy, introduce him to Captain America, please, because he's just, yes, what a good role model. Like, what an amazing and pure and innocent human being. Yeah. And just the fact that he was making these videos for schools, adorable. So him, so on brand for him, perfect. This video has been like half an hour long. I hope you all enjoyed it.